Hello, so today we are going to learn some key features on mylexia.com. The first thing you need to do is go to www.mylexia.com. Now it's probably going to log me right in, yes. I'm going to show you how to log in. So this is the page that you will come to. It'll say My Lexia Educator Login. This is where you need to go. Type in your email address and password, and then you can log in. You can check the Remember Me button if you want to be like me and it automatically log you in once you get there. So now that you're logged in, you will come up to this page and it is going to have all of your student data. You will find your reading tab. This is what we're going to be looking at today. This is called your class table. And here's where you're going to find like your main information. You're going to find your student class names, the level of material that they are on. In this section, you can see that this student is working in the first grade level. So the very first square is pre-K, second one is kindergarten, and then this is the first grade level. Now this is a first grade class. So looking here, you can see that he is working in the first grade level and that he has just a small amount of it done. It'll also tell you that he is in level 6. So you might find that it looks like all of these students are in level 6 if they're in first grade. Level 5 is kindergarten level, but also so is level 2. So there are multiple levels within the grade level. In the next column, you will find the predictor section, which is the likelihood, and it'll tell you right here, of them meeting the end of the year benchmark, which is for a first grader. They would like for all students to be able to be at the beginning of the second grade level by the end of first grade. That is the benchmark. And I love that this program has these little question marks because it'll give you those little clues about what it is you want to know. So these students, it's showing yellow. Those are the yellow, meaning that they are somewhat in need of extra support to reach that level of benchmark by the end of the year. The red is a high level. They will need high intensive support in order to reach that level. So this is a class that is going to need a lot of support. Here's one that is green, and they are likely to meet that benchmark goal. In this column, or in this section, it talks about the usage of the entire week. You can see the minutes that they spend on Lexia here, and the target means that it wants them to spend. The program has figured out that they should be spending about this much time, at least a week, on this program. This will give you a time needed. This is how much time they need in order to meet that target goal of minutes per week. And then I really like this section. It's units gained. So you can look for that current week, how many units they have gained, and the total amount of time they have spent there. And so, like, this student gained 6 units as of this week. These are some different things that are very helpful to me as the teacher. You're going to find lessons. This little thing with the little person is for a lesson. And you can see that this student, you could click right here and open up a lesson. I'm not going to do that yet. But this student is in need of a lesson. This is skill builders, which is like something that I can just use for extra practice. And then these are certificates. And so I like to put them in order by certificates. If I want to print them, you can do that by clicking on that little up arrow. Well, click on it one more time. and it'll give you all of the students first who need certificates. Then you can also put them in order by who needs skill builders. Those are just like extra practices. You have to click it twice in order for it to come up to the top. And then same thing with the lessons. Those students who need lessons or that it's designed lessons for are going to be right here. At the top of this screen, you're going to see class reports. You can click on that, and we'll talk about this at a different time, but these are basically your skills progress, the class as a whole in their usage, and then the class as a whole, what they predict that your class will meet benchmark. You can click on this to see who needs more time, where it says need usage. You can click on the struggling tab to see which students are struggling and what they're struggling in. Beginning sounds, and this would give you a lesson, and then you can check to see delivered, have you delivered the lesson or not. Skill builders, again, same thing. You can click on those to print out for them, and then certificates. So it gives you two different ways to look at those main things. I'm going to go back to the struggling section. I could go to the class table also, but I'm going to click on the students here that are struggling. It shows me, and I'm going to specifically click on their name. And once you click on their name, you're going to see a lot of charts and like graphs. The thing that we're going to look at closely today is clicking on the lesson that they are actually struggling on. So if I went back, you could see, just real quick so you can see, I'm going to click on this student's sight words. Now I could click on that lesson to print it out automatically, but first I want to see what happened. And this is one key component that I love about this program. So you can click on that part that she was struggling on, and it'll give you that little priority symbol. Student is struggling in this activity, and it already tells you exactly what it was she struggled on. But I'm going to click on it, and this is what I really like. So notice these up here where it says standard instruction for the green. That's when it gives you just a real quick, it gives you like a lesson itself, and then you have to answer some questions. The next thing it talks about is guided practice, which is going to be, it kind of breaks down a little more, gives you a less answer options, or the student, and ask them to answer the question pretty much again. And if they still need extra help, it's going to give them some direct instruction. So it'll pretty much break it down and give them the exact answer, or give them two choices to choose from. And so, like in these, you can see that, okay, medial vowels, she was great. She got the lesson, completed the activity. Got the lesson, completed the activity. Here, she needed a little bit of extra instruction. They had to go back one time. But if you scroll down to where the sight words were, this is what I like to see. For 1 minute and 36 seconds, she was able to quickly recognize what all those words were. Needed no extra practice. But she spent 18 minutes and 15 seconds on the construction task, which is where they would actually have to construct these words, put them together, spell them, that sort of thing. And those are the words that she struggled on there. And here is exactly what it is that happened within those 18 minutes. And that's what I like to see. I like to see how many times that she tried and still needed some support. So that is the big thing that I wanted to show you guys. And one more thing, if you go back, you can click on that lesson, and it'll print it out for you, or you can print it out, look at it, and once that's pulled up, guys, you can use that in your classroom, and I really hope that some of the things that I talked about today were very helpful to you and that you will be able to use them in your classroom. Thanks so much.